Alyssa Burkett, a story that ended in tragedy. On October 2, 2020, in the small city of Carrollton, Texas, a crime occurred that would later shock even experienced investigators. 24-year-old Alyssa Burkett arrived at work as she normally did. She worked as an assistant property manager, was raising a young daughter, and was trying to build a better future for her child. But no one knew that someone was already watching her that morning. Within minutes, Alyssa would be fatally wounded in the parking lot of her workplace. And the investigation would eventually lead to people she knew well. But this story began much earlier. A year before the tragedy, Alyssa's life was far from perfect. She met a man named Andrew Beard through a dating app. The relationship was brief, but soon Alyssa discovered that she was pregnant. At first, she was terrified. According to friends, she cried and had no idea what to do next. But everything changed when her daughter, Willow, was born. Family members say the little girl became the center of Alyssa's world. Alyssa worked, studied, and did everything she could to give her daughter a good life. However, the relationship between Willow's parents quickly deteriorated. A difficult custody battle began. Court hearings, lawyers, paperwork, and constant disputes became part of everyday life. According to her family, Andrew wanted greater custody rights and repeatedly brought the conflict back into court. Alyssa was deeply worried. She was afraid of losing her daughter. In the spring of 2020, things appeared to improve. The former couple managed to reach agreements on some issues. It seemed that the conflict was finally beginning to fade. Both had entered new relationships. Alyssa started dating someone new, and Andrew began a relationship with a woman named Holly Elkins. At first, everything seemed peaceful. In fact, Holly even sent messages to Alyssa expressing hope that everyone involved could maintain a healthy relationship despite the difficult circumstances. But that peace did not last. According to Alyssa's family, Andrew soon became hostile again. The legal disputes resumed, and Alyssa herself began noticing strange things. She told friends that her former boyfriend seemed to know too much about her life. Sometimes he appeared in places where she happened to be. Other times, he seemed to know details that she had never shared with him. Gradually, she developed the feeling that she was being watched. At first, people around her assumed it was simply stress caused by the custody battle. But then something happened that made many see the situation differently. In September 2020, an unknown man called the police. He claimed that Alyssa was involved in illegal activity near her workplace. Officers arrived and searched her vehicle. Inside, they found items that appeared suspicious, but investigators quickly began to doubt the accusation. Alyssa's behavior did not match the allegations at all. Eventually, police concluded that she had most likely been set up. For the young woman, it was a devastating experience. She worried about losing her job. She worried that the incident would be used against her in court. And most of all, she worried about losing her daughter. Later, she sent a message to a friend that reflected a frightening concern. What comes next? The answer came on the morning of October 2nd. At around 9 a.m., Alyssa parked her car outside her office. A black SUV pulled into the space beside her. According to investigators, a person exited the vehicle and opened fire on her car. But Alyssa survived the initial attack. Seriously injured, she managed to get out of the vehicle and tried to reach her co-workers for help. Investigators later said that she fought to survive until the very end. Her co-workers called emergency services immediately, but despite their efforts, she could not be saved. She was only 24 years old. Almost immediately, Alyssa's family gave police the name of the person they believed was responsible. That name was Andrew Beard. Investigators began examining that possibility, and before long, evidence started to emerge. During searches, detectives found notes connected to the false police report that had targeted Alyssa. They also uncovered evidence suggesting that she may have been tracked. Later, investigators discovered that a tracking device may have been attached to her vehicle. But the strange discoveries did not stop there. Investigators concluded that the person responsible had prepared in advance. According to the evidence, steps had been taken to conceal identity and mislead investigators. With every new discovery, suspicion against Andrew grew stronger. However, attention soon shifted toward another person, his fiancée, Holly Elkins. At first, Holly insisted that Andrew was innocent. But as investigators reviewed messages, records, and other evidence, more and more questions began to emerge. According to prosecutors, Holly held deep resentment toward Alyssa. Investigators concluded that she had become heavily involved in the conflict surrounding Willow. Later, Andrew admitted responsibility for the crime. For many people, the confession came as a shock. According to prosecutors, the events had not unfolded spontaneously. Instead, they argued that a plan had developed gradually over time. Eventually, both individuals found themselves at the center of a major court case. Prosecutors argued that the tragedy was the result of a long-running conspiracy. The defense argued otherwise, but the jury ultimately reached its decision. For Alyssa's family, the verdict brought both relief and heartbreak. Justice had, in some measure, been served, but Alyssa could never be brought back. Today, Willow is being raised by relatives. They work hard to preserve her mother's memory and to tell her who Alyssa truly was, not the subject of headlines, not a figure in a well-known criminal case, but a loving mother who devoted everything she had to her daughter. And perhaps that is the most important part of this story.